This is Joe Pugh for IFLTV. We're here in Doncaster, GBM, Terry Harbour, Maxie Hughes, Archie Sharp. Middle of the night, delighted to be joined by Sonny Edwards and your latest acquisition in your managerial stable, Brad Casey. Yeah. First of all, Brad, how are you, mate?
Good, brother, thank you.
Sonny, why Brad? Why is he the latest addition?
He's a very talented fighter. Over the last maybe 3, 4, 5 months, maybe a bit longer, been getting to know Brad. Went down and helped corner him when he'd been doing some sparring with the likes of Liam Cameron. He's also been sparring the likes of Lerone Richards and many other good fighters. Darren Till as well, recently ahead of his last fight. Look, Brad's a young, he's only 20 years old, but he's a 6'3" cruiserweight. He's a good-looking lad, if I don't make him cringe by saying. And he can really fight, to be honest. He can really fight. He's got a lot of heart. He's got skills about him. And look, with the link up with Leo Atang, it almost just seemed natural and organic. They're both trained by Ash down at the Legion's gym. So, yeah, building up a little a stable in York.
Brad, I'll ask you the same question. Why Anto and Sonny Edwards to start your professional career?
I've seen what they've done with the other fighters, and yeah, I believe I'm in safe hands.
Okay, look, I'm just going to rule this off. I've got it here. Haringey Box Cup gold champion, national finalist 2 times, national semi-finalist 3 times, and regional champion 9 times. So the list is pretty deep. A lot of success in there, and you're looking forward to transferring that over to the pro game in the coming months and years.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, everyone that knows me know I'm so much more suited to the pros than I am the amateurs, and it's my job to prove that and to show that.
Sonny, you are really developing a very kind of big stable, but a stable you've spoke to me in the past off camera about cherry picking who you think is going to be the best coming through from amateurs to pros.
Yeah, it's like assembling the Avengers, and especially when you get them young, you don't need a finished product straight away. If you can get them in the right positions, if you can build them at the right pace and help them learn the right lessons that you need to be a successful 10, 12 round professional fighter, a lot of the time the good foundations is what you want, rather than, you know, the long list of accolades, long GB career. Because if anything, we're probably in a market right now where the promoters are favouring the Leo Atangs, the Adam Mackers, the Tia Haytons, rather than the fighters that have just spent the last 6, 7, 8 years travelling around the world, sparring 3, 4 times a week on GB, probably picking up some career-lasting injuries from it. So, yeah, I think it's an interesting time for professional boxing, and how the promoters really are looking at your Brad Caseys, like I said, your Leo Atangs, your young fighters that will have a good run up it to try and be the better pro by the time they get there. How many times have we seen fighters probably stay too long in the amateurs, and by the time they've had to turn over, with the time they've got in front of them and the career prospects and who's around them, they end up getting beat on the way through it. It's happened so many times, and yeah, I think this is perfect timing for Brad. He's been really mixing it with quite a few pros up and down the country the last few months, the last year or so, and yeah, he's going from strength to strength, and every spar it's the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th round that Brad's getting stronger. So it gives us a lot of confidence that once we get the first few going up, we can start upping the rounds and start getting them experience that way.
Brad, was this a deciding factor in turning pro? Because you could have quite easily stayed around the amateur scene for as long as you wanted, maybe pick up a few more titles, but like Sonny said, certainly the likes of Matchroom, Queensbury, Boxer, they're looking at the Leo Atangs, they're looking at the Adam Mackers, the young fighters who can develop in the pro game whilst already having them basic fundamentals that got them so far in the amateur game.
Yeah, definitely 100%. As I say, I trust with what these are doing with me, especially like keeping me active and whatnot, and just learning on the way. But I'm willing to go as fast as I want to travel, you know.
Excellent. Last one for you, Sonny. What is the ideal 12 months for Brad now?
Obviously, he's got to do all the boring stuff. He's got to get his medical. He's got to sit down in front of the board, do all of that, and then, you know, the conversations now are starting with the promoters to see who's going to snap him up. And like I said, he's a cruiserweight in a division that Britain's done fantastic over the last few years. You like Lawrence Coley's, Chris Billam-Smith, Riakpor's. So it's a division that we all know all too well over here, and he's got, like I said, a long time to sort of fill out and develop into it and try and be, you know, maybe one of the better fighters that Britain has had at that weight. And we've had, like I said, recently some real good ones. So yeah, looking at trying to hopefully get as good of a show as you can imagine, but at the same time, it's not all. It doesn't have to all be now. He's got a lot of time in front of him. So, yeah, really looking forward to the journey and just seeing where it goes.
Excellent, Brad, Sonny. We look forward to seeing your journey unfold on the professional stage, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you when you get some proper fight news. Thank you very much, mate. Cheers, appreciate it.